You're too young.
I can't claim that, no. I'm the third owner. There's a story behind the design. And
I
if you're
want to
interested.
hear it. Do you have a second? I'm fascinated.
Yeah, well, uh, sure. So the house was built by a woman by the name of Virginia Wild. Virginia Wild was married to a Swiss banker. They lived Minneapolis in the summer and Newport Beach in the winter. And she had four children, three boys and a girl. And when her husband died, she came and stayed with her daughter on the adjoining property, her daughter and son-in-law, and six grandchildren, all boys.
Are boys worth anything? Just get rid of them.
Well, and so while she was there in a period of mourning, she said to her daughter and son-in-law, you know, if there's something in the area that has a little view, I'll build a summer cottage. This is it. So she retained a Medina, Washington architect who was noted for Medina homes that were redone, you know, old classic things. You know, I mean, he wasn't building glass kind of stuff. He was redoing those kind of things. And she hired him and sent him to Swiss Bavaria for 6 months to study the architecture and the design. Do you need me, Cheryl?
Yeah, let's put this, just move this in front of that hallway. And then they won't go down the hallway.
Oh, yeah.
So, continue your story, a very interesting story.
Well, my son is 32. He loves these things. He didn't come today, and I'm going to let him see this video in your story, and I hope he'll say, let's go tomorrow.
Yeah, well, good. We'll be here.
Yeah, because he just moved from New York. He doesn't have an apartment yet, but he needs everything.
Yeah. And if he likes antiques, this is the place.
He's very eclectic. There's
Yeah.
no telling what he would be interested in.
Yeah.
But this place has, if anybody likes antiques,
Yeah.
this is the place.
Yeah.
You were telling me,
All
if
right.
you don't mind.
So anyway, Virginia, she hired an architect and sent him to Swiss Bavaria to study design and how they did things there. And he came back and drew up plans that would be suitable for a Ritz-Carlton hotel. I mean, this place is a solid rock.
My wife said it looks like a hotel.
Yeah, and indeed, so Virginia Wild lived here, and her six grandsons would often visit in the little room on the entry level that's painted pink now. It wasn't then. And that was the bunk room for her six grandsons. But then when Virginia died, her family inherited it, and they lived in it for a little bit, but then they sold it. And one thing about Virginia, did you see the big room on the entry level, a big room with a pellet stove fireplace and so forth?
I think so.
Okay, that room was designed to house Virginia's pool table. Virginia Wild was like playing pool, and she was excellent. Indeed, the architect has told me that construction took about 6 months longer than planned because Virginia would take craftsmen off the line and play pool with them.
Ah,
That was the first enclosed space. In
good
the
for
house.
her.
So then, so when she died, her family lived for a while. Then they sold it, and the person that they sold it to did some remodeling. He opened up this room, which formerly was a the bathroom was a separate room.
Yeah, now it's en suite.
Yeah, and now it's all open.
I have 5 houses in Italy,
Yeah.
and the main master bedroom and the main house is en suite. I built the whole thing myself. You're looking down into the valley below from the shower. There's all glass.
Yeah.
And you're just looking straight down to this
Yeah.
3 castles you see. So when I saw that, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's a story I'd love to visit one of these days. But
San Mamiliano in Umbria.
you're Italian?
No, not a bit. I used to work in Italy.
Uh-huh. So anyway, so owner number 2 opened up this room to put the skylight in. And the ceiling had been regular ceiling height. It looked like the rest of the house. So they did this, and then they were here for 3 or 4 years, and then he got transferred to a job in California, so he said to his company, "Well, I've got this house," and they said, "We'll get 3 appraisals, and we'll give you the middle price between 3 appraisers." And so then the company was holding it, which they didn't want, that right at that moment it came on the market. My wife at the time was a celebrated, well-known operator of Mexican restaurants. She was born in San Antonio, a U.S. citizen. When she was a year and a half, her paternal grandfather passed away, and her father took her and her brother and her mother to his mother's home in Mexico, where he was going to train his 2 sisters to take over the father's business. Well, it was supposed to be a few months, but it ended up being 15 years. So my wife grew up in her grandmother's arms, in her grandmother's kitchen, and her first language was Spanish. But
Do
then,
you speak Spanish, maybe?
un poquito, but no más. I mean, not much. And I always said if I only had someone to teach me, but.